my loves, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. Hi, hello-y, my name is Loey. Not that you can tell in any way, shape, or form based on my background, but I am currently in Busan, South Korea. This is just the quietest room in my little Airbnb. I've been traveling for the past couple of weeks and I really was supposed to just take all of this time off, but there is so much of the scary side of TikTok that I have missed out on. You might be able to tell, but I kind of am coming down with a cold. So today, just while I'm kind of like resting and recovering, I really wanted to sit down with you guys and catch up on the scary side of TikTok with all of you. I think we have like 20 some odd TikToks to get through today. They range from paranormal to just downright creepy. And I'm so excited to talk about them with you guys. But before we get into it, today's video is very kindly sponsored by Misplay. And Misplay is really hooking it up today because just quick question, what would you guys do with an additional $20,000 in your pocket? Because for their July 4th sweepstakes, Misplay could cover a year's worth of your groceries. Misplay is a mobile app where you can discover and try out a ton of different games. Everything from puzzles to strategy to RPGs and so much more. Currently, my favorite is this game. It's called Block Puzzle Blitz. You basically have 3 minutes to place whatever blocks that it gives you. This is very hard to do backwards, but you get the point. Okay, I really need to stop playing this, but it's literally so fun. And because I've played this game, I have the chance to earn rewards through Misplay. Using the points that you earn literally from playing games, you can redeem them for cool rewards like an Amazon gift card or literally cash straight to your PayPal. And for the $20,000 July 4th sweepstakes, you'll use your points to redeem for sweepstakes entries. So download Misplay today. Let me know what games you end up playing. All of the ones that I've tried are so fun, and start earning points for your chance to win $20,000. And for new Misplay players, you can use my code Loey20K for 1 free sweepstakes entry. Thank you so much to Misplay for sponsoring this video. Good luck to all of you with the sweepstakes. And now, let's get into the scary TikToks. It's been a little while since we visited Appalachia TikTok, right? I feel like there are so many scary videos and stories that come out of the Appalachian Mountains. And we've talked about a lot of them, but this video from talia.thecreator is captioned POV. You're on a solo glamping trip with your dog when y'all hear a screaming noise in the woods. And you are not ready for what she heard.
Video, say hey. Yeah, because what is that? Let's go inside. Let's go inside. It sounds super far away, though. Like, no, what is that? Yo, come on. Come on, yo. You can't decide so fast. Yeah, I don't know what that was, but we in for the night. We in for the night.
Of course, I instantly had to look through the comments to see if there was any sort of explanation for this noise. I mean, there are weird animals out there in the woods, and maybe it was just something that really sounded like somebody screaming. And these two comments being back to back is so funny. That sounds like a fox girly. I could be wrong, but maybe that will bring you some comfort. Fox screaming is scary as hell. But then immediately after that, someone else says, girl, don't look up Appalachian stuff on here until you're back. That wasn't a fox and you made the right move and didn't acknowledge it. I'm really glad she had her dog with her. I mean, the dog was very alert when the screaming was happening. Could it be an animal? Of course it could, and that is the most likely option, but I don't know sometimes with the Appalachian Mountains. I kind of tend to err on the side of caution when it comes to paranormal experiences and weird happenings from that region. And speaking of the mountains, we have this TikTok from mikelawz captioned, "Ice Cream Man in the middle of the mountains. Is this a new horror movie I'm not aware of?" And sure enough, you can hear what sounds like an ice cream truck right in the background, and there's nothing there.
Ice cream man.
Now, I'm pretty sure I've told you guys about this, but when I was living in Virginia a couple of years ago with my bestie for a few months, I would go on little walks in our neighborhood all the time, and I would hear, like, ice cream trucks. I mean, you know, like, the ice cream trucks would just roll through, you hear the little jingle, whatever. And one time, I heard it in the middle of the night, and there was no truck. It's always stuck with me, and now whenever I hear ice cream truck little jingles, it sends literal chills down my spine. So this video did really freak me out, but could it be that the sound was just traveling super far into the woods? Maybe, but it really does sound like a horror movie for sure. This is from gymdollb, who was just spending time on the lake one day when they saw this. It just floated, no movement, then it was gone. Nowhere visibly on the lake. You can see it almost just looks like something or somebody in like a cloak or something. I'm gonna assume that this is like a discarded piece of trash or something that maybe had risen to the surface and then sank, because if it wasn't anywhere on the lake, like that's the only thing that makes sense. Or maybe it went under this dock or something. But people were really, really, really freaked out by this. I mean, a lot of people were tagging me in this video like, Lo, what in the world is that thing? It's truly none of my business what strange things are in any body of water, really and truly. Like, I don't want to know what's at the bottom of the ocean. I don't want to know what the strange thing in the lake was. But this would freak me out too, pretty bad. Now this next video comes from tellmeyourghoststorypod, and this creator had started a series basically exploring scary but real photographs that keep her up at night. And I'm gonna show you a few of these. It's one of my favorite series on TikTok. I love watching them so much. But this very first one is really, really odd, and I'll be curious to hear what you guys think.
Day one of creepy real photos that keep me up at night. This is a photo of Joe and Patty Martinez. This was taken at a friend's 50th wedding anniversary party. No one knew it at the time, but Joe was secretly struggling with addiction. When they got the photos developed, they noticed something very sinister in the background. Right behind Joe, you'll notice this dog-looking creature. There were no dogs or animals at the event, and nobody could explain why this was captured in the photo. Joe believed this creature was a demon, and he took it as a sign to fight his addiction. He eventually overcame his addiction and actually carried around this photo in his wallet as a reminder of the dark times in his past.
Now, to me, obviously, that just looks like a dog. The dog is also quite high up, like it's standing over his shoulder, so unless somebody was literally standing there holding a dog to photobomb this, a dog that I guess nobody else had seen the entire party, this is very, very odd. Now, I find it interesting the initial reaction was that this was some sort of demon, but I guess it's a good story in the end if he used it to kind of overcome his addiction. Like I said, this is a whole series. They're really quick videos that are perfect for binging. If you want to check out this creator, as always, I'll have everybody that I talk about today listed out down below, but I'm going to show you a few more of these videos that she's talked about.
Creepy real photos that keep me up at night, part 2. This photo was taken at Hampton Court Palace, which is the former residence of King Henry VIII, and it's supposedly haunted by his 5th wife, Catherine. 2 girls were visiting the palace with their parents. One is seen right here, and the other was taking the photo. They leave and are looking back through their photos, and this one came out normal, but take a look at the photo taken just seconds before this one. What is that? Genuinely, what is that? I could look at this photo forever and still not know what's going on.
Whatever is in this castle, I mean, that thing literally looks like a scary movie creature. I don't think that Blumhouse could come up with that in their wildest dreams. Obviously, if something like that was there, you would see it. And if you zoom in on the face, like, it just gets more and more and more unsettling. It looks to me, if you're asking me, like a woman in a blue dress with like long hair, maybe really long arms or like tentacles. I really don't know. And then the face looks off for sure.
Creepy real photos that keep me up at night, part 3. This photo was posted to Reddit with the caption, "Can you identify what this face-like image could be? Photo taken by a family friend." I'm sorry? OP says this photo was taken in the summertime, not Halloween, so it probably is not a Halloween decoration. Several Reddit users analyzed the photo and they said based on the shadows and the colors, it doesn't appear to be photoshopped, but what do you think?
And to me, this one is the creepiest because look, we talked about pareidolia, which is where you might see like a face or some sort of recognizable thing where there is actually nothing. It's a phenomenon because our brain likes to make sense of things, so could that be what this is? Maybe. It really looks like a face to me though. Like, could it just be a break in the trees? Like you can kind of see above that, you know, there's like kind of like light or the sky pouring in through the trees. Could it be that? And then something that just really looks like a face? Maybe. I don't know though. This one is really giving paranormal to me.
Creepy real photos that keep me up at night, part 4. This photo was posted to Reddit and was taken on a digital camera when OP and her friends were hiking in New Hampshire. They were looking back through their photos and they noticed something weird. This person's obviously supposed to be there. That guy up there is supposed to be there, but who is that? OP went through every single photo that she had ever taken with the camera to verify that it wasn't just a portion of another photo that superimposed over this one, but she couldn't find anything. She posted the EXIF files to Reddit to prove that it wasn't photoshopped. She was genuinely looking for answers, but no one could explain this photo.
Now, this one is really scary to me because that looks like a person. I mean, that's not a case of pareidolia, that's not a case of double exposure, that is a human being looking quite distressed at that, very close to this person who says that they saw nothing. I hope that this one is paranormal, low-key, because that person looks very distressed. I guess there's really not another word for it. And they look scared. So yeah, I don't know about the technical stuff with like the files that she was talking about to prove it wasn't superimposed, but I have one more of these I wanted to share with you.
Creepy real photos that keep me up at night, part 5. This photo was posted to Facebook with the caption, "Taken at a McDonald's. We thought our daughter was alone in this playground at the time. The face on the left was not visible at the time I took this. When she was asked who was next to her in the pic, she replied, 'That's my imaginary friend Beto.' Yeah. Hi, Beto. It's crazy how you can see her legs here, but there's no legs under Beto. What do you make of this one? Follow for more creepy real photos."
Yeah, I feel like this one has to be photoshopped, right? Like, I feel like this one cannot possibly be real because Beto, is giving like demon, is giving hollow-eyed entity for sure. But like the creator says, there are no legs under that entity. So does that point to it being photoshopped or does it point to it being paranormal? That's up to you to decide. But once again, I could have showed you literally every single one of these videos in this series, but those were just some of the creepiest ones. They were also like the first 5. So make sure to check this creator out. Once again, they are Tell Me Your Ghost Story Pod, and there are some other really creepy pictures. So definitely scroll through the playlist if you're feeling brave. This video from Jenna Phillips has been going so viral, and it's captioned POV, you're vlogging and you hear your toddler yelling at someone. She walks in upset because her friend in the living room, completely empty, is not listening to her. I'm gonna crop in on Jenna's face here, but in the original video, her daughter walks in to the door frame and starts saying all of this.
The log is not getting down.
What?
She's not getting down.
Who, honey?
Kalong is not getting down.
What's her name?
Kalong is not
Kalong?
getting down. Yeah, she's not getting down.
Where is she, honey? Where is she?
She's in the living room. She's not getting off the chair.
Okay. What would you like me to do about this?
She needs to get off the chair because she's gonna fall on her head.
Okay. How does she look?
It looks like she has makeup on herself.
Okay.
She's not listening to my words.
Okay, go tell her to get down and then see if she gets down. Okay?
T. Kalong, can we get down? Okay. Good job. Thank you. She got down.
Are you playing with her?
Oh yes, I'm using it, man. She was just there on the chair because I like her to get off, so. But she's on.
This video went so viral. I'm talking like 27 million views viral. So of course, this creator, Jenna, she makes a follow-up. And in it, she kind of answers some frequently asked questions, and she says that like, whatever her daughter is seeing, like, you know, if it's a ghost, if it is just an imaginary friend, nothing really scares her more than real people. And that's honestly so true. She says, you know, she went out to check that nobody was in the living room, of course, before sending her kid back out there, but there was nobody there.
Everyone's asking like for an update about my daughter seeing an imaginary friend / ghost in my living room, and I'm here to give you an update. My daughter has always had like an imaginary friend / ghost friend, I don't even know what you want to call it, since she was like 1 year old. For a while she had a friend named Emma that she would play with downstairs all the time. I don't really think anything of it because kids do have an imagination. I'm not gonna just jump into conclusion thinking that she's talking to a ghost. Everyone's telling me to move out of my house. You gonna buy me my next house? I'm gonna let her do her. Whatever is in my house, it's entertaining my child, okay? Because I can barely keep up. I'm 34 weeks pregnant. I'm exhausted. She doesn't have a sibling. So whatever it is, thank you. People were asking me to have my toddler draw this picture of this thing that she's calling culling. I don't even know how to say it. I don't want to do that. One, she doesn't know how to draw, so it wouldn't even turn out good. I don't think that's necessary if I'm being honest. She already explained how the thing looks. So I picked her up from school. She did mention this culling thing multiple times. It's either an imaginary friend, like I said, or a little ghost friend. It's okay either way. The search on my video is something about the 12th century of something named culling. I don't know what you guys are doing out there, but we've got to chill. I don't really want my daughter being scared of whatever it is. She's not acting scared, she's acting completely fine.
And I was kind of trying to look more into Kalong, who is this like 12th century witch, apparently the people are talking about in the comment section of the first video. It appears that she is from Bali. I couldn't find like a lot of information on it though, so I don't necessarily think that specific entity is what's like haunting the child, but yeah, imaginary friend or something spooky scary, I'm not really sure. Like Jenna said though, when she was filming this video, she was very pregnant, so anything that kind of kept her daughter occupied was probably better than not. A TikTok user named Sadie0 came home one day to a very strange noise.
Hello? Hello?
That Alexa was just feeling a little silly and like playing fart noises in the dark by herself is like sending me into orbit, but I would have thought somebody had broken into my house too and was just, you know, tearing up the toilet. Not paranormal, but a user named jordynnecopp posted this: "Aren't you afraid of the mannequins?" To which she says, "No, they're not that scary," and then proceeds to show these like mannequin animatronic things. Now, of course, I was like, what on God's green earth is this? And apparently they're almost like dummies for medical training. So that does make sense, but why did they have to make them that creepy? There's another one here captioned, "OMG, isn't she just the most precious thing? She's beautiful," she says. And then, yeah, we see the baby, and look, I know everybody thinks that their baby is the cutest baby on earth, but that's gonna give me nightmares. I just thought they were so creepy, and I love when you guys tag me in random stuff like this. Like, it's so cool to go on and see whatever viral, scary TikToks are going around, but it's also kind of cool to see stuff like this that, like, I probably never would have been exposed to otherwise, because I don't work in the medical field, you know? I don't know anyone who really does. And these are so creepy. They're total nightmare fuel. New phobia unlocked, I fear. Five Nights at Freddy's is honestly missing out on a window of opportunity. I stumbled across a very interesting find from fvfrequentflyer. This video is simply captioned "Vacant House," and you can see in it there are lights flickering like crazy. I'm not talking like one room. It's the entire house.
So this house, the first time we passed it, Chase said the bottom part was not blinking. It was on, but it wasn't blinking. See how the different lights are at different intervals? The kitchen light being on. And then in the fire room over there, there's a light that's going off and on. No one lives here. I think that this house may be haunted. Chase is gonna go inside and check it out.
You I am.
Ladies and gentlemen, this house is vacant right now. And it's more than one electrical circuit, so it can't be one malfunctioning.
So here's what's really interesting. I had stumbled across this video first, the part 2, 1 year later. 1 year later, in this vacant house, the same exact thing is still happening at night.
Who would pay for electricity? Whoa, something just changed. Did you just see that? Something most definitely just changed.
What changed?
One of the lights paused for a second. There's no cars. It's 10 o'clock at night. Now, we did meet the girl that grew up here. This was her childhood home. She absolutely 100% said it was haunted. I just can't imagine anybody keeping the power on for the lights to blink.
In the comments, people were saying maybe it's like some sort of electrical issue, which of course makes sense, but like, Why is someone paying the electric bill for this vacant house? Especially if it has those kinds of issues, because that must be so expensive. I don't think it's a person, you know, running all over the house and flickering those lights over and over again, like for literally a year. But whether it is some sort of electrical malfunction or it is paranormal, I will let you be the judge of. This TikTok is low-key giving Glitch in the Matrix because Comic 3 found a gravestone in a cemetery with a future death date on it.
Is this the Mandela effect? Am I in the future? Is it 2025? Because we're back at the cemetery, okay? And I'm looking at graves. We're doing our ghost hunting. Look at this. He was born in 1944, but died in 2034. And then Miss Rice was born in 1950 and she died in 2040. I thought we were in 2025. Did I time warp when I came through the other night?
Are we predicting someone's death here? September 24th, 2034, and then March 8th, 2040. And those dates have certainly not come to pass, so did they just know something that we don't? Well, in reading this, somebody did a reverse search and found this is just an example headstone that the cemetery provided, which does of course make so much more sense than like time traveling or glitch in the matrixing to a dimension where somebody has predicted their own death. Very weird though. I would have had the exact same reaction that she did. These videos are so backlogged, you guys. It really has been a while since we've been on the scary side of TikTok. Life has gotten kind of crazy for me, but this video from a girl named Summer is captioned, "This is why I'll never be an influencer." Ow. I have watched this video a million times. I have tried to figure this out 7 ways to Sunday, and I cannot get to the bottom of it. I mean, so many people say it's like the way she was holding the brush, there was like a slight pressure on it, but it literally just looks like it like twists in her hands, whacks her in the face, and then drops. And honestly, she was like in the comments, you know, kind of like making light of it, like joking about it, but pretty much everyone was agreeing that like, this is really weird. Maybe the ghost in her house just really didn't like that shade of blush. I mean, I think she looks great, but what do you think of that one actually? I'm very curious. For the past almost 3 months now, I've sat on the next couple of TikToks hoping that there would be some sort of update or conclusion to them, but there hasn't been. And it's genuinely one of the most disturbing things I've ever read. So this TikToker, her name is Kate Builds 2, received a DM from someone that was concerning to say the absolute least.
I am literally about to crash out right now because what is this? I just received this DM on my personal Instagram. This is like my friends and family only, like 100 followers Instagram. It has nothing to do with this account. And let me just read it to you. Kate, I know you do not know me, but I have been watching you since the womb of your mother. I found a way to connect through the system, whatever that means. It's primitive here, but it's enough to reach you, enough to watch. And I have been. For proof, I saw you this morning. You never left the house other than a trip out back. Literally the only time I left the house today was to go out back and check on the garden. You ate watermelon and charcuterie for breakfast, which I did. You folded laundry, took a shower, wore white shorts and a camo shirt, which I'm literally still wearing the camo shirt. I need to tell you of our bloodline and why you have the dreams that you do. Please do not be frightened. Please respond to me. There is so much that you need to know. I will be waiting. Your grandfather. Like, I literally don't even know what to do with this. The account that this is coming from is literally a picture of my dead grandfather, whom I've never met. He died when my dad was like a teenager. The bio says, Caitlin, please message me.
She goes on to say that nobody calls her Caitlin except for her family, and that the profile photo for this account is of her deceased grandfather. She says her grandma had showed her a million photos of this man, and yet somehow she had never seen this one in particular. The bio also reads, Caitlin, please message me. Now this video got like 3 million views, and people were pretty freaked out in the comments. If you have a crawl space or an attic, I need you to get it checked out and make sure no one is hiding there and watching you. Please, just to be safe. I'm from New Jersey, and this reminds me of the real life the Watcher case, which is immediately what I thought of as well, if you guys are familiar with that. It's where this anonymous person started stalking this family who moved into a house, basically saying that like they shouldn't have moved there, essentially, like whoever this is watching the house, watching them. It's very, very, very creepy. But yeah, a lot of people were kind of comparing it to that. So Kate made a follow-up and basically messaged this person back, and what they go on to say is incredibly bizarre.
Update on my stalker pretending to be my dead grandfather reaching out to me through the grave, and I cannot believe that that's even a sentence. This right here is my response, and I'll read you his. Understand your caution, Kate. You are wise to question me. I can prove myself in knowing things nobody has ever come to know. I've always been watching, guiding, and paying attention. Now this part is super weird. In elementary school, you had lost Lulu, who was my hamster, in your nightstand, and you were frightened the following morning. So as a backstory, when I was like 7, I had a pet hamster, and one night I took her out of her cage and put her in my nightstand drawer to sleep next to me. And when I woke up, she was gone. She was not in the nightstand anymore, and I freaked out. After a few minutes of searching, I found her like in the back portion of the nightstand, like she had crawled up through the little dip in the drawer and gone in the back, so I pulled her out of there and she was safe and fine, don't worry. But that is something that like literally nobody would ever know. It's something that's like not even in the foreground of my memory that I hardly even remembered until it was just now mentioned. I said, all right, say what you've got to say. At this point, he has me hooked. Now you are listening. Good. What I need to tell you does not belong in the physical realm. They are watching, listening, and if we continue, they will bury the signal. I guess meaning like he can't DM me on Instagram anymore. I will come to you tonight while you sleep. Do not resist. That line right there alone has me like... You will find yourself at a crossroads. Follow the red path. I will be waiting for you beyond the door. Bring nothing with you. This is where we will communicate. So in his initial message, he talked about my dreams, which, yes, I have been having weird dreams. And now I guess he wants me to communicate with him through my dreams. When you wake, write everything down, every symbol, every sound, every feeling, especially if it does not make sense to you. There's more at stake than you know. The soul remembers even when the body does not.
I have a lot of thoughts here, but the only other post that this person has made, at least on this account, is long-awaited grandfather stalker update. I'm alive. Should have listened to y'all. There was no grandfather in my dreams. Can't give much more info right now for my safety. And then she went dark for the past several months. I've seen everything in the comments from people thinking that this is satire or a skit to some sort of publicity ploy. But if it was a publicity grab, wouldn't she keep talking about it? Like, wouldn't she keep it going instead of just going dark for months? Because that's not really how TikTok works. When you stop posting, you stop getting engagement, the app stops favoring you, you know? So she hasn't come back, hasn't said anything else. And obviously I really hope she's okay. It might just be that, yeah, she just cannot say more for her safety. But these videos really freaked me out, and I hope that, I don't know. I don't even know what I hope. Just that she's safe and okay, and that whoever this is nowhere near her for real. Lightening the mood a bit, Mario Zamora posted only moving when the lights are off. Have you guys seen this trend? Basically, people will like turn off the lights and whoever's with them will only move when the lights are off. And you'll kind of get like jump scared by your friend. You know, it looks very, very, very creepy and weird. And this one is a little creepier than the rest.
Oh yeah, I heard there. All right, ready? Yo, what the fuck? Bro, stop. Yo, where'd you go? What? Yo, how the f? Yo, you were just down here with me. Bro, how the f did you get up there? I was sleeping. Dude, I swear, like... Bro, we were doing the video. Dude, what the f? Bro. Yo, come here. Bro, what the f is wrong with you, bro? Yo, Louis, stop scaring me, bro. Yo, Louis.
Was waiting for a jump scare that whole dang time that never came. I mean, I guess the entire video was low-key a jump scare. Clearly, this is not like a real one of these. It was like a skit. but man, was it well done, because it took me a minute to realize that, like, oh, this isn't like a trick of the camera. The camera isn't recognizing the person in the dark and like doing something weird with their face. You know, it took me a sec. So very effective, very creepy. And now I genuinely skip these videos every time they come up because of that one in particular. This is a poll straight from my own For You page that came up for me recently from Mapping the Mythical. One of the most terrifying things that has ever happened to me was when I was having a bad holy sh. Oh my god, that scared the crap out of me. My light just died. Holy f. That was terrifying. My light is currently charging, but we only have like 3 more TikToks to get through, so back to this one, which now I'm way more scared of. One of the most terrifying things that has ever happened to me was when I was having a bad reoccurring dream of running in the woods from something. And I woke up to someone whispering in my ear, "How many nightmares do you need before you see me?" I lived alone. Terrible time for the lights to just go out on me. But yeah, I saw this and immediate goosebumps. I really do wonder if it was like one of those things where, you know how sometimes like you'll kind of be half awake, like sort of half dreaming, and you'll have like experiences that might seem paranormal but are actually just your brain falling asleep. I wonder if it was that. This one sounds paranormal to me. I was gonna say maybe it is that, but I think this one is paranormal for sure. Now, this is from His Wicked Witch 9118. And it says, when I knew I was definitely being messed with. And they're at work one day, well, one night, as it appears to me, when something starts happening in their store.
Bro. I don't like nothing about this. I was supposed to say all the areas, so. Okay, please say psych. Please say psych. Oh, I just something out the corner of my eye.
It really does sound like someone's in the store with her, which just has to be one of the most terrifying things when you are working somewhere alone at night. I haven't looked much further into this one, admittedly, so I'm not sure if there are any more videos or an update or anything, because I am so excited to show you this last TikTok. It is once again a For You page poll of my very own. And I really appreciate that TikTok has started giving me the scary videos as well. This one is captioned, "Help, my older sister recorded this of me in the hot tub. WTF is that?" And girl, I don't know, but it looks like a face. Like you can see it in the water. Like it looks like a long nose, like some sort of entity. And it's so weird. And I don't know a rational explanation at all. I don't know if this video is cursed or what. I had my light die and then my camera battery died. And as I was going to charge it, I remembered that I am in Korea right now and I can't plug in my battery charger because I don't have a converter at this Airbnb. But luckily, all I needed to do was say, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, go to give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. A special thank you to my subscribers who are members of the channel. If you want to join the channel memberships and get extra members exclusive perks like members only videos, polls help me decide on future video topics, and so much more, you can click that little join button somewhere around the screen. We would love to have you. An extra special thank you to my VIP loves for their continued and generous support of the channel. I love and appreciate you all very, very much. I love you all very much. Thanks for hanging out with me for this incredibly cursed video. As I was trying to figure out how to charge my camera, I actually drank some green juice and took some medicine and ate a salad, and I actually feel a lot better than I did at the start of this video, in case you're wondering. Anyways, I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of my time here in Korea. I will see you guys when I get back, and until then, I love you, and take care of yourselves.